Buongiorno. Welcome to Dorina's Kitchen. What we're going to make today is what in Italian there's no translation, marshmallows. And you'll see marshmallows in Italy. They're in a bag and they're usually colored and they're in shapes. And it's, they caramelle soffice e gommoso. It's a soft, gummy candy. They don't really have a name for marshmallow. In fact, I called somebody, they're just like, oh, caramelli, they're just candies. And I looked it up and it just said marshmallow in English in the Italian translation. So anyway, we are making some marshmallows. We're gonna make a slightly healthier version of a marshmallow if that's actually possible, because it's pretty much all sugar. And you know me, I'm not all that much into sugar. But these are fun, and you just use a little bit at a time. A lot of marshmallows have like high fructose corn syrup in them, or even regular corn syrup. We're gonna use agave syrup, nectar, whatever it is. So we're gonna make it with this instead. It's a little bit healthier than corn syrup. And I have cornstarch, but it's organic, non-GMO. And let's see, and we're using, of course, organic sugar. So anyhow, it's, this much healthier. So we're gonna try it. So anyway, first thing we're gonna do is get our pan ready, because once we make this stuff, it's gotta go into the pan quickly. So I have a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, 10x sugar, and a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. So I'm gonna just sift these together, because this is kind of like what we dust them with, but it keeps them from sticking together and keeps it still sweet on the outside. Okay, so now we are going to take our little pan. Now you can do this in a regular pan, or you can put parchment paper in. I decided to try one with the parchment paper. I've got 2 pieces, one going this way, one going this way, so it comes up the sides and it's kind of smooth. If you try to get one bigger piece and you always get wrinkles in the corners. Not that it matters, they all taste the same. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna spray it. So if you have a regular pan or parchment, you're still gonna spray it with some oil, spread it all around. I don't even know why I'm trying the parchment. I'm just trying it. You don't have to. I'm actually gonna spread this around my hands. Make sure it's all up on the sides. Make sure it's completely, because what we want, we're gonna sprinkle this powdered sugar and cornstarch mixture in here. And we want it to be complete, because that's when it's gonna keep it from sticking, but also give it that, coating, so that they're not sticky when you eat them. So we're just putting like about half of that in there. Later on, we're going to toss them with the rest of it. Okay, so now we're going to just put this aside and have it handy and ready to roll as soon as we're ready. And we're going to start with, let's see, we've got our sugar. We're going to start with our water. So we're going to do 1/2 cup. So we've got a whole cup of water here. We're going to put 1/2 cup of cold water into our mixer. You want this in, let's see. If you have a stand mixer, it works best, because you really want that whisk and that speed. Move that stuff over there. Okay, now we're going to take gelatin. Plain Knox gelatin. I think it's the only kind you can get. It's actually supposed to be 2½ tablespoons, but that's 3 packets, just so you know. Because the only way I've ever seen buying gelatin is in these little packets. So what we're going to do is, in the bottom of here, in this 1/2 cup of water, we're going to sprinkle the gelatin. I'm just going to do them all 3 at once, or try to anyway. Let's see. And just sprinkle it evenly. And we're going to let it bloom. Now, I did get some up the sides here a little bit. You want it all in the water as much as possible. So if you end up after about 5 minutes with it still looking dry, just add, a drop more water on top, but it's fine. And don't mess with it. Leave it alone and let it go. So, okay, now we are going to, so you take our pot here, move that over there, get this warming up. And we are going to take, let's see what's next, because, I don't know this by heart. So we're going to take 1½ cups of, let's see, water granulated. So we're going to put the other 1/2 cup of water. And actually, it called for just to have a little extra on the side, because I threw a little extra in there. That was just in case. So we got our ½ cup of water in here, and then we are going to add our granulated sugar. So we have a 1.5 cups of granulated sugar and just a little more here. So a 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. Mix all this together. And we are going to add, let's see here. Okay, so we are using a ½ cup of syrup. So this is, like I said, this is agave syrup. You can use corn syrup, which I don't like to use unless I can find the organic corn syrup. And sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't. And this is agave syrup. You can use that, you can use corn syrup, you can use, nice liquid honey. You can use, what's the other thing you can use? Something else, I forget. But anyway, there we go. So we've got all our sugars in here. And then our pinch of salt. I'll actually use my spoon right now. A little quarter teaspoon. That was a little shy. Boop. Okay. So I have this all right. You got granulated sugar, syrup, salt, and our water. Now we want this to get hot. Get my candy thermometer here. So you want to use a thermometer. You want it to get to 240 degrees. Any kitchen thermometer will do. Even your meat thermometer, if you stick it in here, it'll rise up to the temperature you need. So you want it to get to 240 degrees. Takes, we want this to come to a simmer here right now. So once it starts to just get bubbly, that's when you start to check the temperature. Oh, look at that. That gelatin just sucked up all that water. It's all, like all I love the way it looks when you make Jell-O or gelatin. It's all crinkly on top. So anyway, not quite there yet, but it's just starting to bubble around the edges. So that's exactly what we want. And now I'm going to slowly pour this in to my mix. Okay, it's getting thicker. I'm gonna whip it, a few more minutes until it's totally thick, and then I'm gonna very quickly pour it into here because it gets thick all of a sudden, and then you gotta pour it in very quickly. Otherwise, if you wait 1 extra minute, it's gonna just stick to the bowl. But I'm gonna beat this a few more minutes. I'm gonna put it here, and then we're just gonna let it rest. Sprinkle the top with the remaining, we're gonna sprinkle this with some more of the powdered sugar. Once I've made it, and let it get hard, I'm gonna dust the top of it. And then when I cut it, I'm gonna cut, now I'm obviously not gonna do this part right now. When you cut the marshmallows then, toss them in some more so that the cut sides have some of the dusting on them so that they're not sticky. You can cut them in little teeny slices. So like if I put them all in this, they're gonna come in bigger, thicker pieces. And, that's kind of big for, well, it's not necessarily big, it's big for minis. So you could cut them this way and then this way and make them smaller. Or you can put them like in a sheet pan or in a 9x13 pan where they're gonna come, shallower and do this. I'm not really supposed to have stopped this right now. We're gonna continue. Okay, I think this is thick enough. I'll be honest with you. It's been a really, really long time since I made these, so honestly don't remember at what point how thick they get. So for me today, it's a kind of a trial and error I'm doing with you, but I will post pictures later. So I'm gonna take this out. It might be a little liquidy, but we'll see if they set up. Stay. Okay, I have a feeling these were supposed to be a little thicker, but you know what? I'm gonna find out. So I'm gonna set this aside now. And I'm not gonna sprinkle my powdered sugar on it yet because I want it to be a little bit more set before I sprinkle that on. So I'm just gonna dust it though with my handy dandy this and put the little bit and sprinkle it on top. And then again, save a little bit. And if you need to make a little more than just another tablespoon or two, when you're at the end, you've cut them and you toss them. But these are really cute. And if you wanna make your own marshmallows to put in your hot cocoa mix bags for your gifts that you're going to send away, then these would be awesome. Now, another thing you could do that would be really cute is if you put, and I'm not real big on food coloring, but if you put just a little bit, like 1 drop of red food color in here and makes it like pink marshmallows, how Valentine's-y is that? Isn't that cute? So you can also take like little teeny cookie cutters. Like you could make these in a sheet pan and then just cut them out real close to each other. My ice machine's talking to me. Cut them out in little teeny weeny shapes, little hearts or little stars or whatever shape that you have, and you can cut them out and have shaped ones. And then again, just toss them in the powdered sugar and all that. So make sure that your candy stage comes to 240. I was about a degree or 2 shy of it, so that's why I'm a little thin, but I think it's going to be fine because this one here, this is already hardening up. So yeah, I think I'll have fine marshmallows. But I will take a picture of them later and post them and show you the finished product. But today, look at that. It's 12 o'clock. Gotta run. Got a meeting to go to. Woo woo. But love you all, and I will see you guys soon. Remember, get back to the table. Ciao.